Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today our topic is social control and it is subject of school, community and teacher. Its code is 272 and lecture number 20. The main outlines of the lectures are: first of all, we should study that what is meant by social control, then definition of social control, key concept and purpose of social control, and agencies of social control. Now, first of all, we see that what are the definitions of social control. The rules and standard of society that circumscribe individual actions through the inculcation of conventional sections and the impositions of formalized mechanisms. Sociologists define social control as the way that the norms, rules, laws, and structure of society regulate human behavior. It is a necessary part of social order, for societies could not exist without controlling their populations. So, according to Cole, there are two forms of social control, like through conscious form or social control. Society compels an individual to act according to its accepted objectives. Law, propagandas, educations are such forms. So, through unconscious method, social institutions such as religions, customs, traditions, etc. Here, there are some definitions like Jerry and Jerry in 1996. They said that practices developed by social group of all kinds which enforce or encourage conformity and deals with behavior that violate accepted norms. Then many they said that social control as the sum of those methods by which society tries to influence human behavior to maintain a given order. Then Ogben and Nemkov, it was explained by them that the patterns of pressure with which a society exerts to maintain order and establish rules. So, social controls tend to take two forms, like informal or formal. Informal social controls involve conformity to the norms and values of society, as well as the adoption of belief uh, systems learned through the process of socialization. Reward and punishment enforce informal social control. Reward often takes the form of praise or compliments, good grades, job promotions, and social popularity. Punishment tends to involve relationship ending, testing, and uh, ridicule, poor grades, being fired from work, or withdrawal of communications. Now, there are some key concepts. The key concept of social control is that the term social control was first introduced to sociology by Albion Woodbury Small and George Edger Vincent in 1894. However, at the time, sociologists only showed sporadic interest in the subject. The term social control, as defined by Merriam Webster, is known as certain rules and standards in society that keeps individual bound to conventional standards as well as the use of formalized mechanisms. So the concept of social control is related to the notion of social order, a concept identified as existing in the different areas like education system, policing and the law, and psychiatry, social work, the welfare state, the working environment. So the social control is the active or passive process of group regulating itself according to its beliefs, principles and values. A major purpose of social control is to stop or prevent negative deviance which is a break from established laws and values that may be damaging to others. Just keep in mind that what is considered normal, moral, valuable, ethical, or deviant varies from social group to social group. Now, here again we see that what is meant by deviance. Deviance means non-compliance to social norms. So, this is contested terms. Then sanctions, enforcement by and means of social norms and moral codes. Then ideology, a powerful set of ideas. Then normalizations, the social processes that establish certain types of behavior as normal. So this is related to the concept of norms. Then conformity, behaviors controlled by group pressure. Concepts. Now, what is the purpose of social control? Regardless of its source, the goal of social control is to mainly conformity to the established norms and rules. Social control is typically employed by group members in response to anyone it considers deviant, problematic, threatening, or undesirable, with the goal of ensuring conformity. So, social control is necessary for maintaining order in the society. It is necessary for every society or group to maintain its social order, and this is possible only when its members behave in accordance with the social order. An important objective of social control is to maintain the old order. So, according to Gillen and Gillen, 1948, the main function of social control mm, uh, is to realize certain purpose of the group, including maintaining the social equilibrium for the continued existence of society. So, the main purposes are maintaining social order, regulation of individual, and compliance with the social decisions, and establish or maintain social unity, solidarity, and conformity, and provide social sanction. Now, there are some agencies of social control like family, neighborhood, community, social friends, armed forces, public opinion, media, uh, law, education, government messages, employment, police, administration, religion, sports, and clubs. So, the ways in which we interact with these agencies changes over our life's course, therefore, the influence of these agencies is changeable. So, these agencies represents informal and formal types of social control. Then you can also get a sense that some are more structured and other offer more agency. There are some important agencies of social control. Although there are several agencies of social control, but social control is exercised through various agencies, and the important agencies of social controls are stated below. First of all, the family. So, family is an important agency of social control. Basically, here I shall discuss 10 important agencies of social control. The first one is family. So, this is an important agency of social control. It is the first place where an individual is socialized. He learns various methods of living, behavior patterns, convention from the family. So, he is taught to behave and respect social laws and obey social controls. He learns customs, folkways, traditions, and modes from the family. Family influenced the individual directly through suggestions, persuasions, praise, blame, ridicule, criticisms, etc. So, through these mechanisms, family forces the individuals to conform the customs, folkway, and modes of the group. Then the next one is neighborhood. Neighborhood is a simple and specific part of the community. It has a feeling or a sentiment of local unit. So there may be more than one neighborhood in the community. The neighborhood is the first community with which the individual comes into contact with. It exerts a deep influence on its members as an agency of social control. The local neighborhood reinforces or strengthens the individual's family and agency of social control. It comes only after the family in social importance. The elder members of the neighborhood or locality who are very intimate to one another keep group modes alive and enforce them in the locality. The local neighborhood, like the family, exercises direct control over the behavior of the individuals through direct suggestions, persuasions, praise, blame, ridicule, criticism, etc. The next one is that is mosque or any worship place. So this is regarded as an institutionalized expression of religion. It serves as an agency of social control. In the past, mosque was a powerful agency of social control for quite some time, and the mosque and the imam were held in a high esteem. The authority of the mosques was recognized and accepted by the people. As a result, nobody could disobey its order, and the mosque had power to dethrone kings who even the most prominent personalities of the locality who did not accept its authority during this period. So the next one is religion. So religion serves as an important agency of social control. So it is a religion which supports the folk ways and modes of society by playing supernatural sanctions behind them. So it adopts negative as well as positive means to regulate the behavior of the individual and society. The next one is the school. The school is very important, powerful agency of social control, and it exercises social control through education. The child learns many things from the school, which he can't learn from other sources. The child is taught to obey the discipline, which a student learns at school lasts with him throughout his life. In the college, also, the students are required to obey social controls. The school and college are educational institutions are next to family as agencies of social control. So it is the classrooms, the peer groups, and the leaders who exercise influence on the child for its future role in the society. Education in modern times, it is a very powerful means of social control. It is education which makes all efforts to discipline the mind of the students in the school so that he can realize the importance of social control. The next one is law. Law is a powerful method of control. The state runs its administration through the government. It enforces law within its territory with the help of police, the army, the prisons, and the court. It enacts laws to regulate the lives of the people, and the deviants or the violators of social rules are punished as per law. The state carries out certain functions of means of the law. It is law which prevents the people from indulging in the anti-social activities. The lawbreakers are punished by the law of the state. It helps in governing our social conduct and behaviors. The next one is administration. Administration is very powerful and the most effective instrument of social control. It forces the individuals to obey social control, and the administration punish the violators with the help of police, the army, and etc. The next one is force. Physical force or coercion is an important means of social control. It is ancient as society itself. It is essential for social progress. Even these days, some societies resort to it against the deviants or those who disobey social norms. Every state has its own armed forces or police force. So it is an effective weapon to prevent people from indulging in antisocial activities. It also makes people obey social order. The state carries out its functions by means of laws, which is ultimately backed by physical force. The next agency is public opinion. So public opinion is very powerful in the democratic age. It not only controls the behavior of people but also controls the government. People these days are more concerned with the opinion held by the public. Fear of public opinions in the general makes people control their conduct and behavior. The state controls the behavior of the people through public opinions and mold people in the favor of its policies. The next one is propaganda. Propaganda is a systematic attempt by an individual or individuals to control the attitude of people through suggestions and consequently their actions. With the development of means of mass communications, propaganda has become an effective means of social controls. The state controls the people through this powerful means of social controls, namely propaganda. The next one is formal social control. What does it mean? The formal means of social control comes from the social institutions. Individuals are forced to accept these forms of social controls, they are not optional. These forms of social controls are exercised by secondary groups. Formal social controls are linked to the concept of power. Who has power in society? How is he creating formal social control? For example, education system, the media, government, law, police, armed forces, and administrations. So, according to one study done on the crime in cities and cities that have a higher incarcerations rate and those that police makes more arrest for public offenses tends to have lower crime rates and incarceration rate. Next is informal social control. When asked who are most important people in your life, you may say your parents, siblings, or friends. And when asked who are the people that have influenced you most in your life, again you may say your parents, friends, and maybe even colleagues. These forms of social controls are generally established due to the societal needs, differ from person to person, and those which they take note of will differ depending on the individuals, how they have been socialized, and what sections are in place. General exercises by primary institutions. What else does this uh, tell us about power in society? So, what would interpretivist make of this? Family, friends, public opinion, customs, strangers, sodality, and judgments. The next one is sections. International sections are political and economical decisions that are part of diplomatic efforts by countries, multilateral or regional organizations against states or organizations, either to protect national security interest or to protect international laws and defend against threats to international peace. Sections are the ways in which social control is enforcement. However, this doesn't only have to be negative. Sections can also refer to the positive enforcement practices, such as positive. It means a smile, a pat the back, on part of the back, and money, food, a meaningful gift, applause, promotion, commendations, and negative being told off, shouted at, being tutored, at police cautions, detentions, a written warning, prison sentence, community service, excommunications. Sanctions can also be informal and formal. Then, socialization and normalization. Socialization means the act of adopting behavior to the norms of a culture or society is called socialization. Socialization can also mean going out and meeting people or hanging out with friends. It ensures new members of society learn social norms, begin to interpret sections. Primary and secondary socializations are means of social control. Then, normalizations. Behavior sanctions, values, and norms become so routine and internalized that they are unquestioned and normal. Foucault and self regulation, surveillance, and self censorship. Then, Marxism and social control. According to Althusser, repressive state apparatus means the state maintains and widens the monopoly of the means of production to benefit capitalists. This supports capitalist class structures, maintaining inequality. Therefore, the state progress threats to the capitalism largely through the police, government, and laws, and are unified in protecting capitalist interest. Then ideological state apparatus. Idea that institutions like the family education and religions teach individuals how to behave in order to benefit capitalism. Although this is more difficult to secure capitalist agendas through ideology. Then functionalism and social control. Decrim crime as a functional. The codifications of moral order allows laws to be established that represents broad social guidelines for all individuals to comply to. These laws are publicly displayed, which allows them to be distributed and boundaries visualized. Crime as testing legal boundaries, idea that law is social static or slow to change without being challenged. And crime allows individuals, communities to integrate, which leads to an increase in organic solidarity and importantly, social consensus. Then interpretivism and social control. Weber, politics as vocation. Weber studies the link between the state and violence. He concludes that the state has a monopoly on violence. This legitimizes violence exercised by the state. For example, death penalty, soldiers killing one another in battle. So, this concept is linked to his work on rationalization and authority. So, consider how this is similar to Althusser's repressive state apparatus. Again, makes us think about the role of power in social. This was all about this lecture. Thank you very much for being with me. Take care. Allah Hafiz.